Welcome to CATtheMinion Patreon. My name is Theresa, but you can call me Cat. I'm doing a September deep dive reading for the sign Cancer. So if you're Cancer, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, Venus, if you're in any way afflicted by the moon during its journeys, or any other aspect relating to Cancer, then this would be the reading for you. Or if you just feel kind of inspired to see it, or cross-watching, or whatever. So the reading that I'm doing is it's based on a reading that I have that you can buy for yourself. It's called the Life Purpose Reading. It's $101, and instead of using the 6 oracle cards to surround the meat of the reading, I'm using the charms instead. So I'm going to start setting this up, and I'll talk about it while I'm putting the cards out. Did I do this? Okay, I guess they're staying in this order. So my music deck that I made for myself is going to be the future in this setup. The potential future, the near future, perhaps relating to the end of September. That one's kind of under the sewing machine because I'm trying to use space that's in the challenged position. Spread these out a little because those other cards are bigger. Okay. For the present tense, I'm using my phrase deck that I made. I went through like 100 books that I have, and or magazines or manuals. Is that a triple or a double? I think just the red ones. Never mind, I'm gonna put them all back in. Still got a double. So I went through books that I have and paraphrased what was on the pages that I randomly turned to. That was all fucking bent up. And wrote down the page numbers to give some sort of numerical reference to what's going on. And I think this is the 3rd time I've used these cards this week, and I was wondering if this deck was even going to work after I made it. I used it a couple times, and I was like, eh. And it's giving me all the realness this week. So I guess it just needed some time to hang out and get used to being together, because I did one half of it, and then I used it a couple times, and about a week later I made another 50 cards or so from the other books that I hadn't used. So that's the present. And then the Syrian Starseed Tarot is going to be the cards for the past, for this purposes of this reading. Now, the section that I just laid out is for relationships, and it doesn't necessarily mean like someone that you're involved with in a romantic relationship. It doesn't even necessarily mean... I guess this is supposed to be inverted, but I'm going to leave it in the challenged position because I'm not sure, because I saw what it is. What the hell was I saying? Oh, the relationship section over here is not necessarily like literally a relationship. It could also be, well, it's like how you do what you do in life, the way that you interact with people. And this section that I'm finishing in the middle here is work, but it's not necessarily the job that you work at to pay your bills and feed yourself. It's like, what are you working on that's related to your life purpose? Usually some kind of internal situation. which tried to bend, so I'll take that one out. This last segment over here is an overview of the life purpose, and it's not like this section is the end-all be-all of what your life is about. It's a little slice, like a cross-section, or like a little thin slice that you'd put on a slide to look at under a microscope. It's some detail related to your life purpose that's coming up for work or review or just to be noticed, to become aware of during the month of September for Cancer. So, and also in general, the overview is going to be who you are, what you do, and how you do it. So that's what this reading is about. Didn't really fall out. Oh, cards. I might have to print myself a new deck of these soon. They're getting kind of worn out. The cardstock is thinner than these invitation card things. They're real worn out. I gotta stop crossing my legs that way. Mess up my hamstrings. I'm super psyched. This is the last of the 12 readings here for September. I'm doing them in kind of record time because I'm trying to populate on time with my schedule that I made, and I only opened Patreon like 2 weeks ago. 2.5 weeks ago, so it's really on the edge of the thing there. We got a variety of colors in these cards. When I did Aries, almost all of them were some kind of fire shade of this like pink or red or yellow or orange. And I was like, wait a minute. Wait just a goddamn second there. There's some purple in here. Cancer working on your crown chakra. And apparently the solar chakra too, as I see yellow in there. Some pink here, so maybe the heart chakra as well. Although I do have cards that are actually green, but sort of violet. A little bit of violet energy. Like when the Kundalini leaps back down from the crown chakra down to the root. Like the bridge between purple and red is those magenta violet colors. This thing is... Cancer does not want to let on about what they're doing right now in terms of the overall. I don't think it's these cards either. I'm going to shuffle these again. They're being rather... I want to say contrite, but I don't know if that's the right word. I said a word during one of the other readings. I think I said ebullient, but I wasn't sure if I was using it correctly, but that's the one that sprang to mind. Once in a while, it's like I know words, but if I don't see them very often, I tend to forget what they mean. They're just sort of floating around in there, waiting to pop out and be like, remember me! What I hate is when I'm reading a novel and I get distracted because there's some like vocab word of the day that pops up like 6 times within 100 pages, and I'm like, I don't know what this means and you're throwing me off. So I have to go either fucking find the dictionary or remember that, like, the next day that it was bothering me, and then I usually forget, and then I go to read it again, and it's like, this fucking word? Again? Are you serious? Of course, now I can't think of it because, like, whatever, but... I had to look up shirtwaist dress, because I wasn't entirely sure what that meant. Because it's not a common phrase these days, but when I reread Merrick by Anne Rice, it was like every other fucking page was talking about Merrick wearing her shirtwaist dress, and I'm like, you know what? This is annoying. So I went to look it up. And then I was like, oh. So basically all the dresses from the 1950s. It's like, why had in my almost 40 years of life never heard anyone describe it that way before? Come on, cards. Fucking. I think these are a pair. But yeah, those are a pair. Okay. So I've got all these cards laid out. I'm going to put the charms in the middle so that I remember to use them before I move on to the next section. I'm going to readjust the camera and check the focus, and then I'm going to get into this reading. Let's see, try to get a little bit of all of the cards into the frame at least. It's about as good as it's going to get. I'll find a new way to sit at this table. Oh, I need some water. Okay. So in the past, for Cancer, in the overall here, 5 of crystals. All right. So we're starting out feeling left out of the loop here. 5 of Pentacles energy. Mercury in Taurus. Okay. 5 of Flames invert. Ace of Chalices invert as well. So what's interesting is that this Ace of Cups and this 5 of Wands inverted, we have a 6. Which could be Gemini energy, the lovers, right? Because we have Mercurial energy here. And 6 and 5 is 11, but I see 2 5s, 10, completion, or a shift of energy. I'm no longer fighting, but now I feel left out. And I'm really, epically depressed about it. 5 of Wands, Saturn and Leo. So we're dealing with Saturn retrograde, which is almost over. And this Ace of Cups is fall and water energy, but it's inverted. Okay. And then we have the 10 of Flames inverted. So there's the 10, here's this 10. Which is Saturn in Sagittarius. So we have Gemini North Node, Sagittarius South Node, Saturn retrograde, and Cancer, deep in your feelings, nursing your butt hurt, and thinking everybody hates you, and just wanting to release this pressure of feeling like kind of like you're fighting your own internal self by trying to get in with other people. Interesting. These don't really have to go back in the same order. I'm just going to stick them on the pile. You probably can't see them on the camera anyway. So in the present, I sort of have a vested interest in this reading because I have a Cancer ascendant. Unexpected and silent movement. Okay. Now, this was sort of inverted, but I don't feel like reading these invert right now. So if I feel like then I might, but we'll see. So we have number 7 here, which breaks down to the Chariot. I'm trying to see if I see it as any of the Flames or the Pentacles or the Cups, but I kind of don't. Right? Because movement indicates the Chariot, but I also see the Empress and the Emperor here, which you would need the masculine and the feminine hooked up together to have the Chariot in the first place. Okay? So I'm sneaking. I'm melting as you hold me, 33. So this is that 6, the lovers that I was talking about. Interesting. Getting spashy in here. Digging the cave to the underground to address your terrors. 223. So what's interesting is I go from 43 to 33 to 23, but there's another 2 in front of it. There's like a countdown. But it's like when I get down to this idea of I want to be the Empress and the High Priestess together to get to that Taurus energy of the Hierophant so that I can get those sweet cosmic downloads. It's like, no, you've got further to go. We're going to stick you another High Priestess and put you back on the Chariot. So it's kind of like I don't know what I was going to say. I lost my train of thought. I was going to say, I almost feel like these cards should be switched, but it would mess up the numbers. Okay. 3 of Pentacles. What's the difference here? Interesting. I'm getting fire sign energy. Mars, Aries, and the Sun. So there's just a little bit of this aspect of the Mars in Aries ego showdown. Right. My ego isn't happy unless I'm afraid. But what I really want to have is somebody to hold me and just be level with me and equal to me and not make me feel less or more. So it's sort of like in this aspect of the life purpose, Cancer is addressing the biggest fear of essentially like ostracization. Alright, let's see what's this feature here. The Knight of Wands and the King of Pentacles. Wow. Okay. So this is... the song I have here is Trans-Siberian Orchestra, Christmas Eve in Sarajevo, which is basically the Carol of the Bells. And then in the King of Pentacles, I have Money by Pink Floyd. Although it could be Money by Michael Jackson, but I get more the idea of the Pink Floyd song. And what's interesting is this scarab beetle is holding this sun disk. And it's like the 2 lobes of the brain joined up in the middle, like the 4 and the 3. The masculine and the feminine. And the third eye, or the crown, is opening. Now, when I see this and it says Christmas Eve in Sarajevo, what it tells me is that Christmas might be important to some people. If it's not, then it's not a big deal. It's just the name of the song. Is this sort of really intense, like, metal kind of a song. What it conjures to me is this idea of kind of winter, right? It's winter, I'm left out. But this idea of the number 25. But here's this Christmas Eve, so it might actually be the number 24. Which could break down to 6, the Lovers, which is Gemini energy, which would be healing, which would match this 6. But I also see this as 2. Like there's 2 combining to 4. right? So there's this idea of, like, when I hit this point of healing, my days are going to become longer. I will have more sunlight, right? We're turning the sun disk back on. Alright, so here's 5, the Hierophant, the Sage, Emerson, Lake and Palmer. So I did mention the Hierophant, right? I want to be 5. I want to be the High Priestess and the Empress together. I want to be the Hierophant. But you have to dig deeper. You need more. You got to add more juice to that. More High Priestess before you get to the Tootsie Roll Center or the Tootsie Pop. I'm going to laugh if the owl comes out of here. Well, not an owl, but here's El Condor Pasa. 8, Strength. I'd rather be a hammer than a nail if I could. I'd rather be a sparrow than a snail if I could. Right? I don't want to be victim to having my heart broken every time I try to, you know, make friends with other people and then have my worst nightmare come true again and be ostracized and alone. I just heard, I want to ride my bicycle, I want to ride my bike. Because a bicycle, like the Chariot, also has 2 wheels. And this 8 with the infinity symbol kind of looks like 2 wheels as well. This is solar energy, the sun again. So it's like Cancer wants the radiant light of the sun to shine upon their frozen water, right? I don't want to be trapped in winter. I want my water to flow, but it's not moving. My feelings aren't moving because I'm frozen. Interesting. So I see the stop sign here going the other way. And I'm hearing Don't Stop Me Now, but also by Queen. They call me Mr. Fahrenheit, Knight of Wands. Traveling at the speed of light, which is where photons come from, the sun. The sun. Oh, what's this guy? Oh, the duck. I need to get my ducks in a row. This is crown chakra energy here, the fancy duck. And this is the lilies. So this is basically this energy. 3 and 3, 6. This is like, flower can be emotive energy, the heart chakra, but it can also be this, like universal structure, the flow of things as they grow in nature. Oh wow, so I have the shorts and the thermometer here as well, right? It goes along with this, right? Don't stop me now. They call me Mr. Fahrenheit. I'm traveling at the speed of light. It's hot, you're putting your shorts on. That's really funny. Oh, and then heading towards summer as well, right? Coming out of the midwinter and into the longer days. Very nice. Oh man, it hurts so bad from leaning over this table. Oh, okay. I was gonna say, so this overall section of the life purpose for Cancer right now is I want to feel the warmth of the sun, and then I heard that Beach Boys song in the back of my head. There's the warmth of the sun. Or however it goes. So in the work, in the past, we have 2 of orbs. And this Cancer's doing their sword work out by the ocean. Right, 2 of orbs is the 2 of swords. This is a low vibrational high priestess. And I said when I had this, you need another high priestess. You gotta keep going in there. And notice she's wearing purple like here. Right? I'm doing more training to be the High Priestess. I'm trying to get deeper. I'm trying to look at another perspective. Two of Swords are the Moon in Libra, right? So Cancer showing up here, trying to get some balance. I want to be the Hierophant. Well, you need to practice this Libra Venus energy first before you can take on upper level full High Priestess and Empress energy. So now we have the Ace of Crystals. Manifestation. The spring, right? I want it to be warmer with the springtime energy. And the Two of Crystals inverted. Wow, that's insane. This is like, I'm not making a choice right away. I'm thinking about it. Two of Crystals. Jupiter in Capricorn. That's Sagittarius energy. Saturn retrograde. Which is almost over. So this could be recent past. Like, instead of juggling two possibilities in the physical world, am I going to be alone or am I going to try to meet new people? Like, I'm going to go hang out by myself and work on my thoughts. Play with myself, I don't know. And in the present, we have, are they poisonous? 187. So I see a total of 16 here. Could be the Tower, but I see the Moon, and then I see the Chariot as well. I also see the Devil energy, but that could relate to the shifting of Saturn, but also that December time when the days start to get longer again, right? Which is basically what Christmas was originally for, right? The winter solstice. So nurturing, take a week off, 40. So we have this Emperor energy with the new beginning, the Fool. Now the Fool is Uranus energy, which is Aquarian energy, which is currently retrograde. Like, I need a new foundation for myself. I gotta get off this hamster wheel, which is kind of what this is. I'm gonna take a minute. I'm gonna go on vacation and just chill out and think about it. Union of opposites, the Lovers. I'm not surprised to see this here. So we have 8 and 7 again, but we're going up from 1 to a 2, which is interesting. I almost feel like this is like the Ace of Crystals is the 1, and then the 2 here is the 2 of Orbs. Like, okay, if I want to work this Saturn energy, I need to understand that I can have the power to manifest, and that these thoughts aren't going to hurt me if I try to think about them from another perspective. So this potential future of work, right? We're working it out, man. 9 of Swords, Tourniquet. Okay, so this is Evanescence. So the 9 of Swords, Mars in Gemini. Alright, so there's that Mars ego energy crossing that Gemini node energy. Could be the near future, it could be this month. I'm not sure how long I'm not sure how long the nodes are going to be in place, and I'm not sure how long the Mars in Aries is going to be in place either. But this sort of hitting the nightmares is part of that ego transformation, that ego clearing, right? It's like, okay, practice with these swords. Now I got 9 swords. Whoa, what the hell's going on here? But what we get to is this sort of stairway landing for this 18 moon energy. To go digging the cave to the underground to address your terrors, right? I'm going into the darkness. I'm going deeper. So get in, losers. We're going deeper. So here's the Magician, which is the 1 here, right? The Magician and then the High Priestess. This isn't a challenge position, right? We're trying to get through it, even in the near future here. Now, the song on this is Mannheim's Steamroller, the Seven Metals of Alchemy. So I do associate this particular magician card with the Chariot. So I'm not surprised to see that. And then also in the challenge position, the Ace of Pentacles, right? So we have also Sprach Zarathustra and this sun expanding over the eclipse here. So I have 911, I have an emergency. But I also have 11, which is the universal timing, but also the twin flame number. So if you're not a twin flame, don't worry about it, but it's this idea of going back to this Lover's card, where it's the masculine and the feminine, the union of opposites. Hello? And also this idea of the Chariot. So I do see a tower moment here, and then one more brings it up to the star. And I see the star here as well. So it's like, okay, I'm working on it, I'm figuring it out, I know what needs to happen, but in the near future, I might hit a little bump in the road when I start sort of opening up the can of worms that I found underground. Like, the more I practice, I'm trying to get up to the Queen of Swords so that I can get to Justice, so that I can hit it back down into the High Priestess. And the 9 Swords is a little bit hard for me to handle, but I'm trying to deal with it. I'm trying to maintain my manifestation. Okay. I'm always flipping onto the stuff I'm not using yet. It's so irritating. Good goddamn time. Okay, I guess we are getting the whale. Freaking the holly berries. Xmas time. New Year, champagne. Oh, look at this. On the Lover's card, we have this kawaii face. The lovers. Oh, 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 oh. Alright, nurturing, take a week off. So we have these reading glasses here. Like, alright, I'm going to take a week off. I'm going to look into it. Let me adjust my viewpoint here, right? I'm adjusting my viewpoint. So are they poisonous? So over here, the rose going the other way. It's like, if I open up my heart to people, am I going to get the rose or am I going to get the thorns? What's going on here, man? Alright, so the whole point of this whale energy is a lot like the whale in the wild, unknown animal spirits, right? I'm going deep down into my emotions, this underground cave system, so that I can deal with it and learn how to see them in their own environment. And then when I come back up, I'm going to sort of blow off some steam and, you know, breathe in a bunch of new air. So it's like I'm going to go deep into my feelings, and then when I come up, I'm going to, you know, take a minute to adjust my air thoughts about them. Now, on this Ace of Crystals, I have this unicorn. This is the third eye here. Right? I'm like, what do I really believe in here? Like, what's going on? Now, the unicorn and the whale both came up in the Wild Unknown Animal Spirit deck in the Gemini reading that I just finished, right? So we have this whale energy, deep dive into the emotions, ancient wisdom kind of stuff. And then we have this unicorn, is sort of like, what is it? Like, what is real, what isn't? Like, I'm expanding my consciousness. I'm trying to bring in new energies. Now, also going this way, well, I mean, going the other way, I have this electric guitar. And I get this idea of, like, I need a little bit more energy. I need some more juice before I let people know what, like, the song in my heart, you know, like, I'm not all the way in rhythm yet. Like, I gotta work on my riff a little bit longer. Okay. I need a sip of water before I do the relationship sector. Alright. So over here, in the past of the relationship sector, Master of Orbs. Alright, so this is the King inverted. The King of Swords. Capricorn and Aquarius with Heir of Air. Okay. Saturn retrograde, Uranus retrograde. No, this is in the past, though. So this could be referring to, like, the last couple of weeks, even. But I'm not in balance with my thoughts yet. Right, in the past, I'm just starting out. I'm at the Two of Orbs. I'm like, I'm out of my, like, I'm out of my element, Donnie. I don't have a handle on this. I just stabbed my fingers off. Ten of Chalices. Interesting. I get this idea of, like, didn't we almost have it all? Why am I so happy when I'm also depressed? Oh my god, fucking Cancer. Are you... As I make ridiculous comments to myself. I'm so happy. No, I'm just kidding. I'm so depressed. When I think about what I really want, something, but I'm also really sad. Eight of Crystals. So this card in particular tells me half tower, because there's a big honkin' tower in the background. So this is the Sun in Virgo, which is what we have right now. But this is in the past, right? So before the Sun was in Virgo. I wasn't doing any work. Or I wasn't doing enough work. There's work that I need to do that I was not addressing. This is a dress. I was not addressing this work to get what would make me happy, because I was letting, because I couldn't get my thoughts figured out. This King of Swords inverted is a lot like the Five of Swords. Like, mind fuck. Head games. But it's like I'm trapped in my own ego of being an outcast, right? The dictate is coming from my own radio tower, which is saying, in the past, is on this broken ego record of, oh, you suck, nobody likes you, and so forth. But in the past, Cancer wants this. So I see 8 and 10, 18, the moon. I see 8 and 5, 13, a need for transformation. 5 and 10, 15, Saturn energy again. 10 breaks down to 1. This could also be a 1, so we might have 11. It's time to move. The difference between 8 and 11 is that dichotomy between justice and strength again. So there's all those aspects acting for Cancer in the past, and this looks like really within the last couple of weeks for a lot of people. There's aspects here for me that had happened like 6 months ago. So it doesn't really matter when you hit that energy, but when you're seeing this video, this might be breaking away into the past. Okay. So in the present, for this relationships, this is like my relationship with myself is like I want to be happy, but I never seem to be able to work on my own problems. Maybe I can make other people happy. Troublesome, frustrating goblins, all up in your work, undoing your labor, although sometimes they're helpful. Number 7. And then in contrast, we have Angel Demabia helps you focus on your solar and sacral chakra. 94, breaking down to 13. So I have this 13 here. I mean, it's almost like, you know, your ego is the goblin in your head. Sometimes it helps you achieve things in your life, and other times it totally fucks up your shit. 7 and 13, 20, that's judgment. Holla. Hype led to the belief that the miracle had already arrived. Right next to the 10 of chalices. I thought I was going to be happy that time, and nope. And then we have 61, which breaks down to another 7. Right? It's like we're rapid cycling. And a mountain bike, goddammit. Is that the king? Lead the way. Well, he's kind of fucked, though. Entering the darkness with elegance goes hand in hand with this digging the cave to the underground to address your terrors. So these are things that are happening right now. I can't believe I got the, is that the king? That's hilarious. This made me laugh because I don't remember writing that down. That's funny. Oh, it almost looks like a rainbow, too. So entering the darkness with elegance is 141. The way I've written it, it looks like the absolute value of 4, which is foundation, but it could also be the emperor. But it's also 6, the lovers, which is here and here. 354. So I have 7, the chariot, and then I have this 5 number again, which is 12, which is actually a hanged man. Usually when a knight is upside down, I say it's the hanged man, but this king is kind of in that way as well. Eight and 4. The lovers and the magician. The hermit and the emperor. Interesting. Okay, so all these 7s leading back to the chariot is like Cancer's own energy popping up in here again and again. So this is sort of like confronting your ego and trying to get help from your higher self deep in the solar chakra. Right? I need the sun. I want the days to be longer. Is it past Christmas yet? What the hell, man? And your guides without, right? The angels are helping you. This is just written by name. It doesn't really matter what angel it is. It's just, I was looking in my dictionary of angels, and that's what was going on there. There's the hangman in the future. Oh my god, are you serious? No. Okay. So here's Jim on the stage, and I blurred the crowd so they were less distracting. So there's a hangman upright. No, wait, no, that's wrong. The hangman with his head up. When the hangman card is inverted. Neptune retrograde. Right? I think we're still in Neptune retrograde. Soul Kitchen. Now, I had seen a picture that someone I knew had posted of a street in LA, and there were parked cars on the side of the road. And I was thinking LA Woman, but I couldn't remember the lyrics, so I said, cars crawl past all stuffed with eyes. But that's actually from Soul Kitchen. And a car is what but a chariot. And the eyes is like I see from one side, I see from the other, I see from my third eye. Drive by and ogle somebody. Six of Wands, uprising. Alright, so this is Muse. This is the I'm sailing away from the bullshit card. Usually has somebody in a boat rowing, paddling on this flat barge or whatever the fuck it's called across a lake. Six of Swords, Mercury in Aquarius. So we're getting this Uranus energy and that Mercury energy from either Virgo or the Lovers healing Gemini / North Node energy. Alright. So I'm not putting up with this anymore. And what is he holding? The electric guitar. I had enough of this crap. Six of Wands right next to the 61. I find that very interesting. Right? I feel like this is saying 6 and then this line is a rod, a wand. 6 wands. And in the challenged position over here, 7 of Swords in the challenged position, Midnight Creeper. And I can never remember the lyrics. I was listening to it like 2 days ago. I swear to God I was listening to this song and now it's gone again. And he's dressed like a big friggin' bird of some sort. Alright. From the Don't Shoot Me, I'm Only the Piano Player album of Elton John. So I see 6 and 7 here. I see 13. So I go 12, 13. I'm like I was in a countdown, but now I'm ramping up to something. The 7 of Swords is the moon in Aquarius. Right? So we see this Gemini energy. And now I'm like, oh, Cancer. Me Cancer. And I see this sideways. It's like this sort of thievery energy. Like I'm gonna take, my ego keeps taking the 2 swords I need to practice my perspectives and leaving me with this 5 swords energy of my brain being full of fuck. Well, we're gonna fix that in the very near future. Alright, so let me get some charms for this. How we doing the stuff over here? I'm gonna toss them. I always get that fucking trowel. I think I'm done here. Oh, okay, I guess we're taking that too. Cannot with these. I don't know. I might not be able to. Okay, so here's the speakers right next to the guy who's playing a guitar. And I have this llama here. I just thought of llamas with hats. Carl! Alright, your ego's up here with fucking raw faces. And you're like, I don't want those raw faces. Like, toodaloo, motherfucker, I'm out of here. I might just be getting silly because I'm tired. I'm gonna restart it and make a new segment. I don't want to lose my rhythm in the last bit here. Alright, so over by the 7 of Swords. Okay, there's the moon. Cancer. And then here's a pig. So there's this song, it's like something carry moonbeams home in a jar, or would you rather be a pig? Would you rather swing on a star, carry moonbeams home in a jar? Right? I'm saving my light for later. I'm storing up the sunshine so I can have it at night. Poor pig. It's a bad rap. So I was laughing over here on this 10 of chalices because there's a toilet and a coffee cup. That is some strong coffee, let me tell you. And this idea of the trowel. Like the toilet backed up and you're in there. There's a toilet backed up and you're in there trying to dig it out with the plumber, shoveling all the crap off the floor because the coffee was too goddamn strong. I'm just gonna leave that there. That is this 10 of chalices that you wanted with these energies, the 13 around it. It's like a royal flush, which would be a 5 anyway. Oh, I cannot. It is too funny. I've gotten a couple of really salacious groupings of these charms, but I haven't gotten toilet humor yet. Okay, I'm done. Maybe not, but okay. Okay. If you want to get a personal reading, oh my god. Oh, I probably should talk about this overall thing here. Jesus Christ. I got completely derailed by the toilet and the coffee. Oh my god, you know what that reminds me of? Ow, I just fucked up my face. Weird Al's song off of the Alapalooza album, Traffic Jam. I just ate a bag of bran muffins an hour and a half ago. I think one of the other lyrics is that he drank a bunch of coffee. Oh, I can't. You know, and it's called Traffic Jam, and there's all these chariot numbers, so. Oh, Jesus Christ. Latter-day Saints. This is what happens when I do 5 back-to-back readings. Jesus Christ, I'm a tap dancing popsicle. Okay. I am so glad I'm done because I stick a fork in me. I can't. If you want to get a personal reading, hopefully I won't break into cackling because the charms are being silly. Oh, goddamn. I should make a Weird Al charm. I bet he would. I wonder if he would be flattered or alarmed. Weird Al. Okay. Alright. So if you want to get a personal reading, this is the first time I've broken character that badly. You can... Oh, I still forgot to go over the overview of this for Cancer. So the overview has to do with dealing with these feelings of being cast out. There's aspects in here of the ego battle, but the way that Cancer deals with their ego isn't like a fiery death brawl the way that Aries does. It's like, literally, I'm going to flush you down the toilet like the turd that you are. And if you don't go down, I'm gonna chop you in half with the shovel and flush it again. Oh, God damn it. Oh. I was just thinking about posting about this on Instagram, and I was gonna say, I was gonna type on there, if you want to see me completely lose my shit, come and watch my Cancer reading on Patreon. Oh, God Okay, if you want to get a personal reading, you can hit me up, thecatcamebackatcamp@gmail.com. If you want to contribute more, you can hit that tip jar, paypal.me/CATtheMinion. I also have Cash App and Venmo, and I have a complete list of readings that I offer and how much they cost. Trying not to laugh. In the description box of my infomercial video. Now I'm going to put the link to that in the little description under the Patreon post here. And if you're looking for it on open YouTube, the thumbnail looks just like this. So it's got links to the prints, merch, coloring books, the list of the readings, how much they cost, the links to the other stuff, and my catalog. There's a post in Patreon already that has the image of the catalog, the link to the PDF on Google Drive, and an actual downloadable version of the PDF as well. Alright, so hopefully you aren't offended by me cackling like there's no tomorrow during your reading, but I mean, this is technically my reading too, so if I'm gonna laugh during a reading, it's probably best that it's one that has my own energy on the line. So, stay groovy and we'll see you later, bye.